What's up, world? This is Sway with MTV News. Now, in the wake of September 11th, many of us have found different ways of dealing with the tragedy. Some chose music and art, some chose volunteering, and some chose comedy. This is the story of Maysoon Zayid, a woman who gets to the heart of things by destroying stereotypes with the power of laughter.
Excuse me. Comedy is such a great way to reach people.
My name is Maysoon, and I am a Palestinian Muslim virgin with cerebral palsy from New Jersey.
I started doing stand-up 2.5 years after I graduated college. I decided to become a stand-up comedian because people have always found my everyday life to be ridiculously funny.
As most of you can see, I have this weird roll of fat right here that makes no sense with the rest of my body. Suicide belt, totally possible.
Last fall, I was doing stand-up, and I was getting ready to start doing a college tour before September 11th.
So lead me to the harbor.
September 11th, I was dead asleep in this room, and my phone rang, and it was my sister trying to find out if I was in New York or not. And she said, turn on the TV.
It's unbelievable.
I got in my car, and I drove 5 minutes away from here, not even 5 minutes away, 5 miles away from here, and watched the Twin Towers collapse. My brother-in-law worked on the 86th floor of the second tower. My friend Danielle worked on the 103rd floor of the North Tower. I've lived in New Jersey my entire life. It was just like, I can't believe this is happening in America. My first show was 10 days later in New Jersey, and I actually went on stage and did not change my intro. And everyone I know had said to me, you have to change your intro, which is, I'm Palestinian, I'm a Muslim, and I refused to change it. And I proceeded to do a routine that was a lot about what I felt had changed in my life in the past week.
But I got to meet, you okay? If you die, they're gonna be like, Palestinian suicide bomber.
I got basically a standing ovation. People were screaming and laughing. Like they really, really needed to laugh. And people came up to me at the end of my show and they were hugging me and they're like, this is the first time that I felt normal.
I'm totally freaking out about going to the airport on Monday because here's my problem, kids. When I walk into the airport, security sees an Arab, right? So they're already like, holy Arab, right? But here's what's happening with me. I have cerebral palsy, so I shake all the time. So you see where this is going. So now they're seeing a shaking Arab, and they're like, that bitch is nervous.
I do a lot of comedy about my dad and my mom.
And you know, I'm leaving my family and friends for 9 months, so I'm gonna be crying. So now I'm gonna be a crying, shaking Arab. And my dad is gonna drop me off at the airport, and for those of you who don't know my dad, he bears a striking resemblance to Saddam Hussein. I'm gonna be a crying, shaking Arab dropped off at the airport by Saddam Hussein.
My dad's still very much in shock to the fact that I'm unmarried and performing all over bars in New York, because there's nothing like a good Muslim girl performing in bars.
And my dad doesn't know how to say goodbye like a normal human being. He has to invoke the name of Allah in all his sentences. So I'm a crying, shaking Arab going to the airport with Saddam Hussein, screaming Allah at me as I board an airplane. So basically, before you can say jihad, they're gonna have me in a nice orange jumpsuit on my way to Guantanamo Bay. And that's not where I paid to go.
Now it's a year later, and the thing that I think that has changed the most in my comedy is that we're finally back to making fun of President Bush and being okay with that. We've gotten a lot less skittish.
I'm gonna catch me a husband in the refugee camps, and I'm thinking that this is gonna be very easy because I have an American passport, and they all want it. And I'm gonna have the best husband ever, and he's never gonna cheat on me or anything because if he does, I'll call the INS. I'll just be like, I don't know if I should be calling, but I was looking through Muhammad's stuff, and he had some some screws and duct tape and plastic explosives. Is that bad?
I bash stereotypes every day. The one thing that I would want people to take away from my routine is that Arabs and Muslims are not all terrorists.
Thanks for coming. I'll see you guys when I get back.
Lately, Maysoon has been performing her routine as a part of a show presented by Seeds of Peace, which brings Jewish and Palestinian comedians together. You can read more on Maysoon's story in her own words by logging on to MTV.com.